What's up, guys? Or should I say aloha? You are joining me in Maui, Hawaii, and I just want to give you guys a quick site tour of the only Tesla Supercharger on the island of Maui. Today's video is brought to you by TubeToolkit.com. Tired of spending hours writing titles, descriptions, and tags for every video? With Tube Toolkit, just paste your YouTube link and AI generates optimized titles, SEO descriptions, timestamps, tags, and more in seconds. Plus AI thumbnails, shorts ideas, CTR scored titles, and full SEO toolkit. Start free with 3 videos a month. Upgrade anytime as your channel grows. TubeToolkit.com. Turn your videos into content gold. Thank you to Tube Toolkit for sponsoring today's video. And before I get into the site tour, I did want to just show you guys here on the screen the pricing and everything. So we are charging at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It is 48 cents per kilowatt hour, which is pretty reasonable. 36 cents from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. So a pretty long off-peak period, but also not like a hugely significant discount like sometimes they have. We are charged up to 99%. This is an LFP Model 3, so it is top balancing still at 30 kilowatt. With the climate blasting, so that helps. And we've got pretty good amenities here. There's a Lowe's, Target, Domino's, Jersey Mike's, Starbucks, Fork and Salad. I don't know what that is, but we walked over to Target to grab some things while we're here on vacation. And yeah, it was not too inconvenient to do so. Lowe's would definitely be the easiest place to walk to, but Target was not too shabby either. But let me give you guys a full tour of this site and just some overall. So as I always like to do, we'll start with how the power comes into the site. So here we have a medium voltage junction. So this is actually where it's coming in from the utility. Let's see if there's a label here. I don't see anything indicating super clearly what this is. But most likely this is just a junction spot for the medium voltage service, since it does appear that they have electric coming in underground here and then coming in there. Also, look at this, we've got a plane coming in. That's pretty cool. You can do some plane spotting while you're here. Looks like that is Hawaiian Airlines. I'm terrible at plane spotting. I believe that's 777. I don't know. I'm probably going to get butchered in the comments for getting that wrong. Could be an A321. Anyway, so medium voltage comes in here, comes over to the transformer here. This steps it down to 480, 277, 3-phase, pretty normal. Also very odd that there doesn't appear to be a block there. That's concerning. And then from here, comes over to this vandalized switchgear. So here we have a 1600 amp switchgear, so 1600 amps of 480, 277, 3-phase. And from here, it then goes out to currently 3 Tesla Supercharger cabinets, so 1, 2, 3, and these are version 3 cabinets, or I guess technically version 3.5 since they're feeding version 4 cabinets, or version 4 posts. And then interestingly, we actually have extra stub ups right here, which is not super typical for Tesla Superchargers. So we have the AC, actually no, this is probably the AC in, DC out. So this is likely connected just into the switchgear there, and then that would be the 4 posts for the DC out to the posts. Right now this is a 12 stall supercharger, so you can see that we have 8 over here, 4 over there, and actually the entire number 2 cabinet here is down, which is really strange. So 2A, B, C, D. Also, the order here is very strange. I'm just noticing this. So we have 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, which makes 0 sense. Let's see if we've got that going on over here as well. So we have 3A, 3B, 3D, 3C. That is strange. Seems they wired them wrong. I would think that those would just be arbitrary labels, but they likely assign to the outputs in the cabinet itself. So that's likely why they have to have them labeled so weirdly rather than just renaming them. And then I suspect that the extra stub ups there for the DC out are likely coming to this box here, just a junction box, and likely just empty conduits there that they can then stub up and dig over here to then put in 4 more Tesla Supercharger posts of the version 4 posts. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they could actually put in a version 4 cabinet and true version 4 posts here, just based on the conduit stub ups that they did. But you can see, I don't know if they have a planned expansion here, or if they had a power limitation, or just like a landlord kind of a based on utilization they can expand kind of agreement. We have another plane coming in. But it's pretty interesting that they would know that they plan to upgrade, but they didn't do it just initially, because typically Tesla will overbuild from the get-go rather than wait. So not sure what's going on there. We do have magic docks on these. However, let's see if they're active. We'll press and hold. It does not appear that they are active, but you can see there are the adapters in there. We also have payment terminals that are not active there as well. So always a little strange when they have hardware installed that's not being utilized, because that's just added cost and complexity for no benefit if it's not being utilized. And these did come out of Buffalo. I checked, they're not from China. And then let's look over here at the cabinets. These are likely out of Buffalo as well, just being in the US. But I figured since we're in Hawaii, I would check, because sometimes stuff is just weird here. So these were built in December of 2022. These are the 387 kVA cabinets. So pretty typical version 3.5, version 4 post site. Looks like they've got some dents going on there. Maybe they had some damage from shipment, who knows. But you have your Star Center cabinet, cabinet 1, cabinet 3, cabinet 2. Let's see if this indicates who built this site. Nope. But yeah, you have your arc flash study there. And it looks like this site has been only open for just about a year. So there is another supercharger planned according to some of the supercharging tracking sites. But we'll see when that comes. Seems like things move a little bit slowly here. This is, as far as I can tell, the fastest charger on the island at 325 kilowatts with the version 4 posts for Cybertruck. There was actually a Cybertruck charging here when we got here. But all the other chargers typically are 50 kilowatt on the Hawaiian Islands, which I'd say for the most part is probably adequate, especially if there are places that you're going to be stopping anyway. You're not usually driving a ton here, though we have driven almost 70 miles in the first 24 hours that we've been here, going from the airport to kind of the west side of Maui and then back to the airport area, since we arrived pretty late last night and didn't have time to, or things were not open for us to grab stuff that we needed for while we're here. There is a Nevi site that I drove by. Apparently there's a couple. Might try and visit one of those, but those would be only 150 kilowatt and Tritium hardware, because Tritium got the award for all of those sites. So anyway, would love to hear what you guys think. Island charging is always a little bit interesting to me. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching.